time, the moment you've been waiting for. Get ready for the fastest 60 minutes of marketing strategies and tactics to grow and scale your business from anywhere in the world. After 167 agonizing hours, we've returned for a brand new Aloha Marketing Jam session. And now, here are your hosts.
Or here's your host, Mr. Most. What's up? Aloha, everybody. Woo, listen to that crowd. Welcome to the Aloha Friday Marketing Jam Session. I'm Tom Gaddis. I am your host here today. You sound fired up out there. Man, I'm just glad to be sitting in this chair. I was super sick this week. I got clobbered by something on Monday, and man, it took me out for a few days. I actually could only make it through 30 minutes of the AI Profit Center training, and then Cameron had to finish the call because I just felt so miserable. And then it's taken out everyone in my house like a house of cards. We fell fast. First, it was me, and then my oldest daughter, and then my wife, and now my youngest daughter has it. So it has been quite the ordeal around here dealing with that. But I'm starting to feel better today. Can actually do some things. I still feel a little lingering of it, but man, it was pretty brutal. So just excited to be here and hosting this show. Welcome to the Aloha Friday Marketing Jam Session. We got a great show lined up for you today. We're actually doing this episode today based off of an article I read a few days ago, which was an amazing stat. They did a survey and they were talking about the fastest growing jobs in 2025. And they are, no surprise, AI related jobs. And the number 2 job is what they call an AI consultant. It is one of the fastest growing jobs in 2025. We're going to talk about that on this live show. I'm also going to show you and talk a little bit about how you can make an AI consultant your own job as an entrepreneur, right? How you can just kind of mold into that role and help the people that you're currently helping or that you're looking to help. You can use this new title as a way to get in and help them and do the things that we do here in Offline Sharks. Because as you know, we're all in on AI. We went all in. We started working on this stuff in the agency a year ago. We've kind of got the processes down. Now we're bringing it all out to you. So I think this is a great opportunity, and we're just getting started. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to do some Shark shout outs. I'm going to take your questions. If you have anything training wise that you want me to go over, any questions you have or anything like that, feel free to put those in the chat. I'm happy to fire up HighLevel and walk through some things if something's been holding you back or anything like that. So this is an awesome opportunity to get those questions answered. Please use it. I saw somebody in the Facebook the other day was like, I don't want to ask on the live show because I don't want to take away from things. Like that's what this call is about, right? The reason I show up here every Friday, and the reason I've shown up here every Friday for the past 4 or 5 years, whatever it is. I mean, I don't even know what number episode we're coming up on, but I know it's a big one. Like I've been doing this a long time. Every Friday, I consistently show up. I do that for you guys so that you have the opportunity to interact with me live and ask me questions live. So please, when you're on here and you have a question, don't hesitate. You're not taking away from anything. You're not derailing the show. That's exactly what this stream and this show is for. So I want those questions and all those things. So first off, hey, happy Friday, Barbara. Let's see who's here. Enrique, Ron, I am feeling much better. Ron was on the train. So it's so funny. I had a call with Cameron before I did the training, and we were like halfway through the call, and Cameron was like, man, you're looking rough. Are you going to be okay? I'm like, I just need to like pull it together, and I'm going to power through the training. I have never had to step away from a training. Like I've done training sick and I've just been able to power through them, but I was so miserable I couldn't take it. So anyway, hey Nye, yes, I'm glad I'm feeling better. It was I was like a little frustrating to say the least. You know how it is when you have all these plans laid out for the weeks and you're like ready to get going. And it's like, and then bam, just something hits you out of left field and you can't do those things. It's, yeah, I go through it, but I'm back. So awesome. All right. Jacqueline, what's up? Chris, Byrne, Greg, Russell. Man, look at this. Russell. Oh, Russell has a here. Look, Russell, I'll take this question. So Russell, right now we have the beta testers all have access to the directory. So our AI Profit Center members all have access to the directory. For all of you AI Profit Center members, we did just release a pretty big foundational update to the directory because we due to the way HighLevel kind of does things, there was a thing that wasn't letting us put the directory on an account if you had a $97 an account, and it was a HighLevel thing. It was not an us thing, and so we had to get the developers to figure out a workaround for that. So we have figured out a workaround, so you can now put a directory in a $97 account. And I'm not going to get into all the details. It has to do with the tech side of things from HighLevel. HighLevel says that in a month or two, they're rolling out an update where that's not going to be an issue anymore, where you will be able to have any app inside a $97 account. But because of some of the tech side of things, there are certain things that an agency level account has access to that a $97 account doesn't. So we just had to figure out a workaround, which our developers did. They're awesome. So we've got that. We rolled out an update for that. So if you have already installed the directory app, you're just going to need to log in. You're going to uninstall it and reinstall the new one. You will not lose any work that you've done. It carries over, all that stuff. If you need any help or guidance with that, just reach out to support. But we have figured that out for you guys. And then hopefully here in a month or two, HighLevel is going to roll out that update and it just won't be an issue anyway. But we wanted to make sure that we could take care of you guys. So that's an update there on the AI Smart Directory front. So Valerie, if you just go into Cameron, let me make sure. Cameron, can you let me know in Slack? Is it just in their AI Profit Center's members area where they are in their AI Smart Directory members area when they go there? Is that where they find it? So Russell, the new AI Smart Directory does not have a lead scraper itself because it's built in. It's a HighLevel app, right? It's built inside HighLevel. So it's got some different functionality and does some other things way better. We are in the process of figuring out some ways for you guys to get your leads together. Because basically, here's the way the new system works compared to the old system. In the new system, let's say that you have a HighLevel account and you've already been building a prospecting list inside your HighLevel account. Like maybe you're just going through your week, your day, looking at businesses that you want to prospect in your area, and you're just adding them, even just manually adding them into your HighLevel account as contacts. Well, you can, when you have our directory app, you can just go into your contacts in HighLevel, select any ones you want, and boom, with one click, they all have directory listings. Okay. They all have directory listings. So that's one thing. The other thing too is you can just drop a CSV list of businesses right into your HighLevel account and give all of them listings on your directory site. Because it's built in HighLevel, we're now able to do that. We could never do anything like that in the WordPress platform. That's why we built the scraper that pulled the businesses in, but you were limited to the businesses that scraped, which those weren't always the businesses you wanted to target, right? So now you can just build a list, however you want to do it, and we'll have a few different ways to do that free. If you have a lead scraper tool already, you can just use that. However you want to build a list, then you just drop them in and boom, they all have listings. So there's a bigger advantage to the way it's set up now than what we had with the WordPress site. The WordPress site, the main focus of that was being able to set up a directory that looked completed real fast. You're still able to do that with this. It's just a little bit of a different process. So we'll explain all that in the training and stuff like that as we go after this as well. So let me see in here. I got Russell's question. Ooh, I like this. Go HighLevel Star, best AI offer for a foot in the door. Well, I don't know if you know this. Nick and I kind of pride ourselves on being the foot in the door guys. When we very first started our business, we spent a lot of time looking at different foot in the door offers because we knew that bringing clients in and getting clients quickly was going to be the way that we were able to grow and scale the fastest, right? So over the years, we've developed several foot in the door strategies that have worked like gangbusters. And now with AI, a lot of those can be made even better. So I will talk about some of those. I'm going to do that, I think, after I do the shout out. So go HighLevel Star. I don't know what your real name is, but don't let me forget. So I'm gonna come back to this once we get through the shout outs, and I want to talk a little bit more about this because I think this is a great question, and we can talk about that as well. Okay, so Cameron said that if you are an AI Profit Center member, that we just sent you an email today with the info for reinstalling. So check your email that you used to buy AI Profit Center. Whatever email address that was, check that email account, and you should have an email from us with instructions on what you need to do. If you can't find it, just send a ticket in to support, offlinesharks.com/support, and we'll talk about that. Star says, best foot in the door offer for AI. Well, we've got a couple. So I don't know if you guys saw the AI fast track training we did a little while back, but we had 3 AI money magnets that we talked about. And these are basically foot in the door offers for it. All right, I'm getting ahead of myself again. Look, I want to dive into that, but I'm gonna wait. I'll get back to that. Yeah, the smart directory. So looking forward to that. Okay, got this. Talked about the update. Gregory says, just getting up to speed with AI and your offerings. Is there a guide or mentorship for someone starting out with AI needing guidance on building a new business? Greg, yes, we do have a program called AI Profit Center, which is like an upper tier training on how we're using AI in the agency, how we do it. We talk about how to get your first AI clients, the foot in the door offers, all that stuff. So some of the things that I'm going to be talking about here in a minute about the best AI foot in the doors, we've been going over that with AI Profit Center members for the past few weeks. But there's a ton of great training in there, not just on how to get clients, but how to build a business, how to set up the systems and processes. As you may or may not know, we have a 7-figure agency that operates in Hawaii called Mina Marketing. And inside AI Profit Center, we share the standard operating procedures, SOPs from that, the things that we're using there. So you may want to check that out. If you can't, you can just send a ticket into support. Greg, if you just send a ticket into or go to offlinesharks.com/support and submit a ticket, they can get you some info on that. Okay. Greg says, is there any way to have the prospecting tool create the report if you manually import leads from D7? Greg, I don't think that is a possibility right now, but I'll have to check on that. I don't know that for sure. So for those of you that don't know, D7 is a list building tool. Like that's a list scraping tool. That's one that we use as well to build various lists for our agency for prospecting and things like that. And it's got a lot of great info in it. Oh, Star, that's okay. Also, your name is Star. So go HighLevel Star and your name is Star. Oh, that's great. Okay, I get it. I get it now. Yeah, I named one of my companies. I was doing direct mail and I named it PS Direct Marketing because of my daughter's names are Paige and Sophie, but I thought PS like in a letter. I thought, oh, that's clever for direct marketing. Nobody ever gets it. So, you know. All right, Greg, awesome. Gotcha. Yep, Greg, probably a good idea. Okay. All right. So we like to start all of our Aloha Marketing Jam sessions off by celebrating some wins in our community. And so we're going to do that right now. And then I'm going to come back to those questions. We'll talk about the best AI foot in the door service. We'll talk about this AI consultant job growth trend, because I think this is a really great opportunity for all of you. We'll talk some more about that, but let's get these, let's get the wins and shout outs. Let's do that and celebrate some of that stuff. And then we'll get into the questions and all those things. Sound good to everybody? All right. So first off, what's the key to building a business? Accountability, right? Accountability. One of the big keys to staying on track and holding the course and getting the wins that we're going to celebrate in a minute. So like every week, I like to give a big shout out to all of our members that are keeping themselves accountable with the accountability check-in. So if you are in our Offline Sharks school group, I'm going to go in here just for a minute. So we have this school group, and every week Dorn posts an accountability post here. So here, let me share my screen here and show this to you guys. So if you've purchased various products of ours, you'll be in this school group. If you're a Reach member, a 100K club member, some other things too, you should have access to this school group. If you're not taking advantage of this school group, I would highly suggest that you get in here, because this is, it's a little smaller community than the main Facebook group, because everyone in here has purchased a product to be in the group, or, so it's a little smaller group. Sometimes the questions and things we share in here are a lot more focused on the various programs and things like that. But there's also just a lot of big time action takers in here that have a lot of great input. So every week, Dorn makes this post here, the February 24th accountability check-in. And look at all these members that come in here and post what they're doing. Look at the detail of this stuff, right? My to-do list this week, last week's results. Look, here's another one from Paul. Look, my to-do for the week. And then people will come back and follow up on these and let how everything is going, right? But just this little act of putting these things in here, like, I love this. To-dos this week, results last week, finished creating playbook, created SOP. That's awesome. Create a worksheet for client, learning more on a high level. I mean, this is just an awesome way to hold yourself accountable and stay on track, right? And we see these same people in here posting this week after week. And it's no coincidence that the people that are posting in here are usually the people that show up the most and the wins that we share. So look, if you're in this group and you're not taking advantage of this post, like, I feel like, I mean, we have, 644 members in this group. There should be, I mean, this list of to-do stuff should be forever long, right? It should be forever long. But these are the real action takers here. Patty, Kristen, Emil, John, right? Sandy, James, Teresa, look, Dan, who shared a great update on his AI agent thing today. Jamie, I mean, look at this stuff. Paul. So big shout out to them. And of course, Megalodon Dorn for keeping this all going week after week. This is awesome stuff. Definitely take advantage of this. Look, if you're not in the school group, don't worry. You can make a post just like this in the Facebook group too. Just come in the Facebook group and be like, hey, I want to hold myself accountable. Here's what I'm going to get done this week. And then come back and comment on it yourself. This is what I've done. On Wednesday, maybe you say, hey, I'm halfway through the week. Here's what I've gotten finished. Here's what's been added. Here's maybe what I took off. And then on Friday, look, here's what I finished up. Even if no one responds to that post, just that act of holding yourself accountable in that little post each week will keep you moving forward and having momentum. So awesome stuff to everybody with the accountability check-ins. I really love seeing that. All right, so our shark shout outs. First up, Mr. Cody Weaver. He upsold a current clinic client to a new site, $900. He upsold a current vet client a new site, $1,500. He sold a current client on a new commercial with streaming, $1,000. Sold a new furniture store their bundle and save POS and website, $3,250 upfront. That's $3,250 up front. He started another inflatable business and sold himself a new website. Hey, the easiest sell you ever make when you sell something to yourself, right? Cody, I hope you gave yourself a lot of objections and just were generally a pain in the ass to yourself before you closed that deal. I hope you chiseled out for the lowest price. So for those of you that don't know, before Cody had this amazing agency, he had a bouncy house business, but COVID shut it down. And so he was looking for something to do. He found us. He wanted to do a digital marketing agency. And man, he's just taken it and ran with it. It's really been awesome to watch all the progress he's made in such a short amount of time. But anyway, awesome stuff. I love it that you sold yourself a website. He hired 2 new sales reps, and his most notable win to date, he submitted his very first 7-figure proposal financial statement to his banker. Man, that is awesome. Cody, that is just a solid list. Way to go, man. Really, really awesome to see all that. I can't wait to meet in person. We're going to have a good time. Good stuff. Megalodon, Dord Brenton. They filled a 6x11 community card in roughly 5 days with a profit of approximately $1,200. I loved seeing this win. So for those of you that may not know what Dorn is talking about here, so, we have our community mailer card that we've done. It's called Coupon Cash System Unleashed. And in that program, we have a card that is 9 inches by 12 inches. So it's a big card that's sectioned off with, in my case, I usually do it with 14 businesses, 7 on each side. Well, you don't have to do a card that big. So Dorn and his wife, Lucy, they put together a smaller card that's 6 inches by 11 inches. I think with just, probably 3-4 businesses on each side. I don't know, Dorn, what kind of layout you use there, but they filled it. They made $1,200 in profit, but here's the bigger, I think, win on this is that they've now got 6 to however many businesses. I'm assuming at least 6 that they have a real strong connection with, right? 6 people to pay them, 6 new clients, and they made $1,200 in profit. If you're spending money to bring in new clients and you can just break even, that's a win. If you can make money in the process, that's a megalodon win. So congratulations on this. That was an awesome, awesome win. So good job. Way to take action on that. All right. Mina Marketing, the team over at the agency, $1,000 a month SEO campaign to an HVAC company, a $1,500 SEO deal to an e-com biz. So congrats to the team over there for putting that together. That is a grand total this week Sharks wins of $10,844 for the week of February 22nd through the 28th. So a grand total of $305,318 since the start of 2025 that you, the people in our community, have generated, totally independent of us. Nick and I keep waiting for our cut of that. If you guys could just send us 10% off the top, that'd be great. I'm just kidding. You guys deserve it. You put in all the hard work. You did the action steps, right? You took the actions and you deserve all the results. So congratulations, everybody. A great start to 2025. We want to keep this number building. So make sure you share those wins every week, even if it's a recurring client, every month. Share it. I know a lot of times our tendency is to share it when we get it the first win, and then he's like, but a lot of those clients keep paying, right? So share them. If you get an invoice, share that puppy. And it doesn't matter if it's big, small, and we even take confidence wins too. So look, if you're someone who's never sent out a prospecting message and you finally do, share that as a win, right? Not all wins are monetary. A lot of them come in other shapes and forms as well too. So awesome work, Sharks. Awesome work. All right. So let's get back to the questions. So I wanted to talk, let me tie this back to the title of our show, which is the AI Consultant, the fastest growing job, and how to make your own job as an entrepreneur. So look, we've been talking a lot ever since we did the 4-day AI fast track, since we've been focusing on the AI stuff in the community. We've been talking a lot about how you can help local businesses in your area, small businesses, implementing AI. Now, one of the interesting things about this article I read is when I hear AI consultant, any one of you on this stream could brand yourself an AI consultant, an AI marketing specialist, you all have the tools and the ability to do what this job entails, right? What does an AI consultant do? Well, really, an AI consultant goes into a business and helps them streamline and make their processes more efficient with the use of AI. And we have several ways to do that already. Now, look, I don't know that you should just label yourself an AI consultant and start trying to get these big company contracts and things like that. But I think you could very easily help a lot of businesses in your area that these other AI consultants aren't focusing on. I'm talking about the bread and butter type businesses, like your plumbers, your electricians, your roofers, your lawn care people, the type of people that really struggle to run their business efficiently, because a lot of the time they're working in the business. Maybe they're doing the jobs, they're doing part of the jobs, or just running the business as a whole is super duper time consuming. So Star mentioned, well, an AI foot in the door service. So whenever I'm looking at like, how can we bring and what can we use as a foot in the door offer? Like, what makes a good foot in the door offer? Like, let's just take AI out of the equation and let's just think about like, well, what makes a good foot in the door offer? Do you guys have any suggestions? What do you think would make a good foot in the door offer? What's some good criteria? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. I know, Daz, you guys should be sending in your wins. I want everybody to send them in. Patty, we may talk about what I'm reading. I know there's a little bit of delay. Well, I'm not really talking about a service so much, like Google Business Profile can be a good one. I'm not really talking so much about a service. Think about like what's behind that, right? Like, how do we, like, what is something that we look for to build a foot in the door offer around? Like, how would we know if Google Business Profile or if a chatbot or a website chatbot is a good foot in the door? How would we know? How would we know? I mean, these are, I think, and we'll talk about some of these missed call text back. Like, but what is it? What is it? What is it about these things? Like, what's the strategy behind them? Right? Because here's what I'm trying to do with this. Once you start to understand the way that we think about this in a strategic way, you will be able to identify foot in the doors offers that other people are missing, because you will understand the strategy behind it, the thinking behind it, the marketing process that goes on, where you go, oh crap. Like when I saw that AI consultant article, I instantly knew, oh, here's something that we could hang a hat on and get some traction with. Now, I know that because I understand the strategy and the thing behind it, right? So, oh, Russell has a good one. He says, providing value in advance. That's good. That's good. Lower company costs. They've missed opportunities. So all of these things that you're talking about here, right? What do? All of these things, they solve a problem, right? They solve a problem. So whenever I'm looking and I'm thinking like, we need a strategy to bring clients in, right? We want to bring them in. So what is it that should happen? Well, if I can find a problem that enough people have, if I can identify a real problem, a problem that they want to get fixed, and then I just show up with a solution that's cost effective, that doesn't seem crazy, like I have a pretty good chance of getting them to take my offer. So I like to always start with what's the problem, right? Is there a problem out there that a lot of people have that we can solve? And that's independent of AI or anything like that, right? So I'm always looking for that first and foremost. So if you look at a lot of our foot in the door strategies over the years, they're all based around that. We find a problem, we come in, we offer to fix it sometimes for free, sometimes for a low cost, and then we use that to start talking about other services and things like that, right? So let's talk about some AI services that solve a problem. So there are two that I think are really underrated. One of them got mentioned here already. one of the things that we talked about in the AI Fast Track, one of the AI money magnets, was using AI to post on social media, right? So that, I think, is something that really gets missed and overlooked, because I think as marketers, we're so interested in all this stuff, the AI technology, all these things, the AI voice agents, like all the sexy stuff, the really sexy things to us. But to an average person, like they like, what is the big problem in their life? Like there are a lot of businesses out there that know they should be posting regularly on their social media, but they just do not have the time to do it. They know they should be doing it. They just can't get it done. That is a problem for them, right? Maybe it's caused some problems in their business. Like people say, like, oh, I went to your social media and I didn't think you were open, or like they know it's an issue, but they just don't know how to fix it. So if we can come in with something like, hey, look, I noticed you're not posting on your social media. What if I were to do it for 30 days for free? You just see how you like it. And at the end of that, let's talk about it. And if you think it's worth continuing, then we can continue at whatever price you have, right? So first we look for a problem, then we offer to help them fix it, and then we can use that to build out other things. So I think AI posting is one that is highly overlooked. I'm going to give you guys a little heads up. There is a chance that we may be releasing something in the coming days to help you with AI social posting. So I would be gearing up for that. I think you guys are going to love this. It's like, it makes doing what I'm talking about as a foot in the door super duper easy, especially if you have HighLevel. So look, if you guys, is everybody on this call using HighLevel right now? Nick and I, we said like a little back in January, like, look, we're using HighLevel. Like, we are going to assume that everybody in this community should be using HighLevel because it's got the tools, everything. Like, we're using the agency. Well, one of the things, I don't know if any of you are on the walkthrough Wednesday where we gave you all 30 days of social posting to use for your agency. Let's see, who says not yet? Phil, Dan's, Kristen says, hand it over. Not yet. Yeah. Okay. So if you're using HighLevel already, this is going to make it super easy. Like, you are literally just in a click going to be able to deploy 30 days of social posting for some various niches that you may be dealing with. If you're not using HighLevel, don't worry. We do have a 30-day free trial that you can get along with this. You can also do this manually if you want, but like, I think HighLevel just makes it a lot easier. So if you guys are interested, if you don't have it yet and you want to check out HighLevel, because I think we're going to be, I don't want to spill the beans too much, but I'm pretty sure we're going to be releasing this new course on Tuesday. So if you want to get a jump on it, you can just go to offlinesharks.com/snapshot. You can get a free 30-day trial of HighLevel. You'll get a bunch of bonuses along with it, which I'm not going to go into right now. But then when the new course drops on Tuesday and you get in there, you'll be able to easily do what we're talking about in there. You won't have to do it manually. So if you guys haven't yet, I would go sign up, get the snapshot, get the 30 days for free. That way you're kind of ahead of the curve. If you don't want to do that now, don't worry about it. You'll be able to do that in the course as well. And if you already have HighLevel, you don't have to worry about this at all because you'll just be able to use it as is as we go. So, but this is coming on Tuesday. So this is one of our AI money magnet foot in the door strategies. We're calling this one the AI post and profit system. So you guys are going to love this. So I'm not going to talk too much more about this. Actually, I didn't even plan on talking about it really at all today, but with the foot in the door, this is a good foot in the door offer. So that's one, the post and profit. The other one that I think is really overlooked and underutilized, somebody mentioned in the comments already, and that is the missed call to text back, right? Barbara, it's just as long as you have HighLevel, you'll be able to use it as is. Okay. So if you haven't signed up for an account yet, then that's why I dropped the snapshot link there. So yeah. All right. Awesome, Greg. Awesome. Valerie, I will get back to your question here in a minute. Okay. Yeah, Ron, we did want to make sure that we vetted and we're actually using what we're talking about, right? So yeah. We always feel like we're a little late to the party, right? Because a lot of people in our space, they start talking about this stuff when it first comes out, but like we know they're not really doing it. They're just promoting it. And that's just not our style. Like we want to work through this stuff and really do it and then bring what's working to you. So hopefully that works out. Okay. So somebody mentioned the missed call text back. So for those of you that don't know what missed call text back is, this is a feature that's actually hasn't used AI. It's been around for a while. There's a company called Podium. There's a company called Podium that basically sells this service. Like they sell a couple of other things, but it's basically a missed call text back service with a chat widget. I think they charge $399 to $599 a month, but Podium does about 800 million a year in revenue. So is this a big problem to solve? Yes. So when we're thinking about what can we build a foot in the door offer around, I'm always looking for big problems like that to solve. Now, if you go and do any research about plumbers, electricians, lawn care people, HVAC, there's a crazy stat, which is that those types of businesses are unable to answer 27% of the phone calls they receive. Now, why is that? Well, a lot of times, like I said earlier, these business owners are working in the business. The plumber, when you call that plumber number, you're calling the actual plumber and he's under a sink fixing a pipe. He can't answer that call, right? So a whopping 27% of calls to those types of home services businesses, plumbers, electricians, lawn care, roofers, HVAC, AC, go unanswered. Now, what happens to those unanswered calls? Well, if the business owner gets a chance to call them back, which a lot of times they don't, because let's face it, they're busy, right? Like they're busy. They're doing other jobs. They're going to the next thing. They got their own things are popping up. Like maybe they get a chance to call the person back. Maybe they don't. And oftentimes when they call the person back, that person has already hired somebody else. And who did they hire? They hired the person that answered the phone, who usually is not as good as the person that missed the call, but that person answered the phone, and so they got the job. They call this the speed to lead, right? You may have heard that term before. Speed to lead is very important. When people are looking for those home service type businesses, they want to talk to somebody right now. They want to do something right now most of the time. And so a lot of the times, the spoils go to the person that answers the phone the quickest and engages with those leads. That's why the bigger companies who have a system and have a staff and can take more calls and can do all that stuff just suck up the business from all the smaller people out there and leave them struggling, because those people don't have the resources to do what the big company can do, right? The big company could just answer more calls. It's not that they're that much better. They just have more resources to answer more calls. So if we can give that small business owner the resources to answer more calls, it levels the playing field against those bigger competitors, and it helps them incredibly, right? So that to me is something that screams like, wow, here's a big problem. And I think about that business owner, they know they're missing those calls, right? They know they're missing opportunities. They know they're leaving money on the table. Like, what must that feel like at the end of the day after day after day, right? Like, it's probably pretty frustrating, right? So missed call text back was a way to fix that. And basically the way this service worked was you would set up a SMS automation. And when somebody called a number and the call was missed, the person who called would instantly get a text that said, hey, this is John the plumber. I saw I missed your call. How can I help? And now the person could text back, and John could interact with that person via text when he had a chance. But it made some initial contact. Now, there's still a little bit of a downside to this for the business owner, because the business owner or someone on their team still has to respond to those messages, right? Somebody's got to man and check those messages and respond back to those texts. Like, it didn't happen automatically. But now with AI, the business owner doesn't even have to do that. We can use an AI chatbot to respond to those text messages. So now a busy business owner, like a plumber, doesn't even have to respond. He can just put this system in place. And when someone calls and the call gets missed, they get a text that says, let's say the guy's name is Pete the plumber. Hey, this is Pete the plumber. I saw I missed your call. How can I help? And now when the person says, oh, I have a busted pipe, an AI chat widget is engaging with them and says, oh, sorry to hear that. Would you like to book or schedule a call for us to come? Would you like to schedule a time for us to come look at it? And now the AI chat widget can do what the business owner used to have to do, which is find out what the problem is, answer the questions, and get them to book in without the owner's direct involvement. So think about all the time that saves that business owner. And now that business owner doesn't miss a call 24/7. And this AI chatbot works for him 24/7. He doesn't have to hire anybody. They don't take sick days. It's always there. Like, this is a huge advantage for a business. And this is like super easy to set up with HighLevel, right? Because you can create an AI chat widget. You can just activate the text to callback. And now when somebody texts in and they respond, the AI chat widget takes over. So super easy to fulfill, but you have now become an AI consultant, right? Because you've brought this AI technology to this business that didn't know how to implement it or do it. So when I'm looking for great foot in the door offers, those are the things I'm looking for. What's a big problem that a lot of people have that we want as clients? How can we solve that problem for them? How can we do it? How can we make it cost effective? And then how can we use that to build off of other things? Because once I get this person on missed call to text back, maybe I start routing their messages all into the message center. Now I can put a chat widget on their website. Maybe I can even set up an AI voice agent for them. Like, there's so many other things I can do when they see how effective this missed call feature is as well. So those are two things that I think are super great. I know in AI Profit Center, we talk about a lot of other things like the AI chat widget, the AI voice agents. We just went over that last week. Those are also other really, really great ones. But I think those two, the AI social posting and the missed call text backs, are two that are super, super duper underrated right now. Jamil says, Tom, how would you say introduce or say something similar using AI video to a business who doesn't have a CTA video on their website or Google My Business page? Jamil, are you saying you want to sell them an AI video? Like, is that the thing you're trying to sell? You have an AI video and they don't have a video on their page? Is that what you're asking me there? Yeah, Dorn, Dorn, I said so many great things about you. Like, you'll have to go back and watch the replay now. I can't believe you missed it all. Quantum, no, this is just our general snapshot. So we're actually going to be releasing a course on Tuesday called AI Post and Profit System. And in that, you're actually going to get some pre-built out social posting for niches that you can work with. So on Walkthrough Wednesday, we gave you 30 days of social posting that you could use for yourself, for your agency. These are posts that you actually use for your clients. What are you charging for the AI chat widget? So Brian, again, I think price is very subjective because, it depends on your situation and also what you're trying to do. But I can give you some guidance here, okay? We have a couple of different strategies for this. One is we charge low for a chat widget because we're going to sell other things on the back end, okay? And we use the chat widget as our foot in the door. So we'll charge maybe like $297 as a setup fee and anywhere from $99 to $299 a month for the chat widget, depending on usage and different things like that. So that's one thing. Like, what is it you're trying to do here, right? If we're trying to use the chat widget as the foot in the door, I would go on the side of charging lower for that so that we can sell other services on the back end, or we can upgrade them. For instance, you may say, hey, look, I've got a chat widget. I can give it to you for $99 per month, but that includes X amount of usage. If you want more usage, it's $199. Like, there's that option as well. Now, if you're not using it as the foot in the door, if you're selling it to an existing client, then I would take a look at, well, what kind of traffic does their site get? What's their usage going to be? Those types of things. And then you can kind of build it out from there. But again, a lot of that too is based on how much money are you trying to make? What are you trying to do? Like, I hate cookie cutter pricing, right? Robert says, what is the chatbot called? Oh, sure. Actually, yeah, I can show you that real quick. So here, let me pull up my HighLevel account. And then, whoops. Oh, share screen. There we go. So there we go. I'm inside HighLevel. So let me show you the different things that you can do here in HighLevel. So if you go down here to settings, I'm just in a sub account. So I have a sub account called Tom's HighLevel instruction account. I'm just in that sub account. So whatever sub account you want to set a chatbot or an AI agent up in, you just go to that sub account. You go down here to settings, and there are a couple of different options. So the conversations AI, this is your chat bot, like what you would think of a chat bot, meaning it's not voice. They interact through texting or typing into the chat window, something like that, right? So if you wanted to create a one for SMS, it's super easy to do. You just go to this create chatbot. You can see there's some that are already built out. So like if we want to do it for appointment booking, like I was saying in the example, the person probably wants to schedule an appointment if they're calling a plumber. So we just select appointment booking, and then you click continue, and then you name it whatever you want. So I'm just going to call this one Paul the plumber's bot. Oh. And then all you do is you go over here and set this to autopilot so that the AI is running it. And you can see, you can select where you want this chat bot to operate. So it can, if you select live chat, then you can put it on a website. You can have it interact with WhatsApp messages. You can be through SMS, a chat widget, SMS chat. There's SMS, Facebook, Instagram. So you can select SMS, Facebook, whatever one you want. You can have it interact in multiple places too, the same bot if you want. So this bot that I'm creating will only respond to SMS. Okay. So if somebody's interacting with the website, this bot won't do it. So once you select that, I usually go down and adjust this to like 10 seconds. And then you can set how many messages it does, and you just click save. And boom, we've created Paul the plumber's bot, right? So for the bot training, you would just come in here, and in this area right here, you would put Paul the plumber's website, and you would just have this bot go through that website and gather information. So it would teach itself about Paul's business based off of his website. So you just put that in here, And then you can start testing your bot and chatting with it and doing all those things. Now, Paul the Plumber doesn't have a website, so I'm not going to put anything in there. But if you wanted to look at the prompts and things like that, you can do that here. And then this is where you can set up the appointment booking. You can trigger workflows. So for instance, if you want the bot to look at a calendar, you just click appointment booking and you select the calendar that you want it to check. And then now this bot, whenever somebody goes to books, it will check my AI strategy calendar to see if that time is available or not. Does that make sense to everybody? So very easy to set this up inside of HighLevel, these bots. Very, very easy to do. I'm going to delete this one because I don't need it. And the Paul the Plumber bot, I'm just going to delete that one as well. Now, the other option you have over here is the voice AI agents. And so these are the voice AI agents where you assign it a phone number and then a person can call in and a voice AI interacts with them. Basically the same process to create these. You just click this little blue button. I'm not going to go through that process right now, but hopefully that kind of clears that up for you. Yes, there is call tracking. Dorn says my ears are burning. Yes, Valerie, there's call tracking and call forwarding. So there are a couple of things here. Let me show you guys this as well. So here, I'm going to share my screen again, because I was just looking at some of the updates on this earlier. So if we go into, so I'm in my HighLevel sub account, right? I'm going to click on settings and I'm going to go to phone numbers. There's some new stuff here. Okay. So this is where you can add a phone number. And Valerie, you can see that you can add a phone number that's used for SMS and calls. You can add a number pool. So this is used for lead tracking. So that means you'll have a pool of numbers that you can give out to track different lead sources. And you can also add verified caller ID. So you can mask the caller ID so it doesn't look like a spam call, basically, right? So those are options there. There's usage summary. There's regulatory bundles. These are addresses. This is the trust center. This is the A2P messaging that you need, right, for sending SMS, things like that. There's message analytics. Now, this is just a demo account, so obviously none of this stuff is accurate. And now there's this advanced settings section. And this is now where you can set up the missed call text back. Like before you did this, I think under the company settings, but they've moved this. So you can see I have this connected to Lead Connector as my SMS provider. So if you don't know how to set this up, you can go to our YouTube channel. Under the live section, we did a walkthrough Wednesday where I went through how to set up SMS and email. And we even gave everyone for free on that call a 30-day reactivation campaign for your agency. So if you go to offlinesharks.com/YouTube and then just go to the channel, and then under the live, because we streamed this live, you'll see it. I think it's under here. Let me just go there and show you guys. So here's our YouTube channel. And if you just go to this section right here where it says live, you'll see right here, the done for you 30 days email and SMS reactivation plan. You can just click on this video and I walk you through how to set up your email, how to set up your SMS, and then we give you a 30-day email and SMS reactivation plan that you can run to any people that you've prospect before, maybe that you want to follow up with or anything like that. So this is the video that you want, right? Look at that good looking guy. This is the one that you want to check out there. So if you want to check that out, you can. Okay, I wanted to go through some of these settings real quick, and then we'll wrap this up. So number intelligence, this is something new. So this is is an extra charge, but this allows you to check the number's validity before sending an SMS so that you're not just sending SMSs to spam calls or anything like that. So if you're doing a lot of this kind of stuff, you might want to look into this because it could save you some money on the other side. Here's voice calls. So voice intelligence, you can now enable call transcriptions, right? Here's the inbound call. This is where you can forward calls to a business phone number. You can ring assigned users. Outbound calling, you can connect the lead if you want. You can also all the calls are recorded. There's even a transcription thing now. I think we'll get here in a minute. But here's the voicemail and missed call text back. So this is where you activate this for your sub account. And so because I created that SMS bot earlier, now this will interact with my SMS bot, right? So this is all I have to do for that. You can do the timeouts, things like that, but that's where this is located. Here's the SMS compliance messages. So these have to be included in your SMSs. You can customize these though. You don't have to use these exact ones. And then this talks about limits and restriction history, things like that. So this advanced settings, all of this has been moved here. This used to be in a different spot. So just so you guys can know. And there is I want to look and see if I can see it off the top of. No, there is a dialer and all kinds of things in here as well. I'm not going to go into all that, but you can look that stuff up if you want. I know they've just made some updates to the dialer. And when you set up the phone numbers, you can do things like one of the things we have at the agency is if you call Mind Marketing, it's like press 1 for sales, press 2 for blah, press 3. Like that's all done through HighLevel and their phone number there. So, Paul, no, you have to use a sub account. Yeah, because it's got to be connected somewhere, right? It's got to be connected somewhere. One thing that you could do, Paul, is you could set up a demo account. Like you could take one sub account and just like make a demo plumbing business. Let's say that you wanted to target plumbers. You could just make a demo plumbing business and then you could set up the missed call text back for that. And then whenever you are talking to a plumber, you could just say, hey, do you want to see how the service works? Here's a phone number. Just call this number and hang up. Like just call the number and hang up, or just let it go to voicemail. And then they'll call the number, it'll go to voicemail, and then they'll get the text that says, hey, this is Mike the plumber. I saw I missed your call. And then they can respond, then they can interact with the text AI and see how it works in real time. That's a very, very powerful way to sell this service because you're just demoing it for them. So you don't necessarily have to set it up for them, but you could do that to get to that point. Gregory, just go to the YouTube channel. Jason, I believe the bot just directs them to the website, and you can always adjust those messages, right? Like if you need more messages than that, you just pump them up. Okay, Jamil. Jamil says, I'm looking for the simplest words to get my foot in the door to show and offer them a video if they don't have any on their website. So Jamil, one of the things I would do here is I would maybe like just do like a little screen capture, show their website compared to somebody that has a video and what that looks like. And then just talk a little bit about like, look, these videos improve, give them some stats that give them the benefit. Like how many calls, like videos are known to improve incoming calls by X. I don't know what those stats are. I just made that up, right? But I would look up some stats there, but just try to think about benefits to them, right? Like they don't really care about having a video on their website, but what they really do care about is more people calling that come to the website. So if you can show that the video can do that, that's going to be your fastest way into that point. Key, no. So you can use all the AI stuff in a $97 HighLevel account. You just can't do it at scale. So you in a $97 account, you have 3 sub accounts. So every client that you bring on is going to require a sub account. So if you're just starting out, this is what I recommend to anyone who's just starting out or doesn't have any clients. And especially if you're on a budget like I was when I started my business, get the $97 plan. And then what you're going to do is you're going to use one sub account for yourself. So you're going to have that for your business so that you can do your marketing from that sub account. That's going to leave you 2 sub accounts. You can do, there's actually 2 ways you can go with this. One is you just leave those 2 sub accounts for your first 2 clients. So, hey, I'm going to go out, I'm going to get my first client, they get 1, I'm going to charge them what I charge them. The second one, I'm going to charge them what I charge them. And then you use that money to upgrade to the higher plan so you can have unlimited sub accounts. That's method number 1. Now, you can delete sub accounts and re-add. You can just only have 3 active at one time. So like if you set Paul the plumber up with a sub account and Paul the plumber doesn't become a client, you can just delete that sub account and now you have a free sub account. I hope that makes sense to everybody. So that's another thing you can do if you want to do demos and things like that. The other process would be use one sub account for yourself, use one sub account to set up a demo. Like if you want to target plumbers, make a demo plumber thing so that you can do what I talked about earlier, where you can have them call in and try out the missed call text back. And then when you get your first client, you give them the 3rd sub account and you charge that client a minimum of $297 or more per month. And what does that do? Well, that pays for your upgrade to HighLevel, right? And now every client that you add in after that is just gravy on top of what you're doing. So that would be my recommendation there. Valerie, that's a great question. I don't know the answer to that. Dorn, do you have some insight on that? Dorn says pretty much nothing. Yeah. I thought I saw some people in the group talking about how do we get the spam calls down. Dave, HighLevel has its own integration. So I think you can use Twilio if you want, but you don't need to. We prefer to use their lead connector, which I'm pretty sure is just Twilio white, like a white label of Twilio, because the lead connector just connects with everything and it handles the email and it handles the SMS. So you don't have to have separate things. You just connect lead connector and now you can do email and SMS and all that other stuff. 30 days of social media. So Star, on the, we did another walkthrough Wednesday where I gave everybody free 30 days of social media posts. If you go to the YouTube channel, you'll see it's, I think it's called AI social posting. Yeah, Dorn said the auto dealer just got updated Wednesday. Yeah. I just picked the plumbers, Patty. I just picked the plumbers. We have a big attorney here. When I see your name, Paul, I always think of, I think his name is Paul Pono, but he always says, more lawyer, less fee. I always think about that when I see your name. Dorn answered your question, Valerie. I would, Jimmy, yes. Jimmy said, would you use a separate bot for a website and a separate bot for text messaging and missed calls? I would, yes. It says, what do you think about answering enterprise concerns about privacy, especially non-tech ones that are scared of AI? Look, I think, one of the nice things I think too about the missed call with text back is that is a very non-evasive way to introduce them to AI and see how it works, right? Because think about this. We don't have to install anything on their website. We don't have to install anything on any of their stuff. It's all self-contained in our little system. So we can just set their business number up to forward to our thing. Pretty easy, right? And now all of that stuff works without them having, like, there's no connection really to anything on their end. So if they're worried about something like that, that's a great place to start, because it's just a separate thing that happens outside of their stuff. Nothing really is connected there, right? And you're going to give them a login where they can look at those messages and do that stuff. So it's basically a separate system from anything they're doing. But outside of that, like, I know a lot of people always have fears about these things. I personally do not try to convince or turn those people. If they're against it, I'm just say, great, thanks. Do you know anybody that might be interested? And I move on to the next person. Eventually, those people that are scared of AI are going to be losing out. They're going to be losing out, and they're going to be scrambling going, how do I get AI going? Because their competitors are going to be wiping the floor with them, because their competitors are going to be doing more with less, which is a recipe for success in business. When you can do more with less, you can succeed. And it really does level the playing field for a lot of these smaller businesses, because if you wanted to answer more calls, you had to have a bigger staff. That meant hiring people. That meant unemployment insurance. That meant all the expense that comes with a bigger staff. AI takes that away. You don't have to have any of that. And they never take sick days. Like, it is really going to change the way people do business, whether they want it to or not. And they will either adapt or they will get run over. That's what I think. You're welcome, Jamil. So Valerie says, how can I create a bot on my website if I'm already using a bot in the demo sites for the AI chat strategy? So Valerie, you should have a separate sub account for your agency. So you can have separate bots in separate sub accounts. You shouldn't have them all in one account. Like, if you set up a demo bot, I would take a separate sub account and set up the demo in that sub account. Don't do it in your agency account. Does that make sense? So you can have a bot, like, because a sub account, those are all separate businesses, right? The sub account keeps everything separate. So when you have Valerie's agency, anything you create in the sub account of Valerie's agency is just for your agency, and it only interacts with your stuff. The demo bot should be in like a separate sub account that you set up just for demo purposes. That way it can't interact with anything in your agency. So I hope that clears that up. Yes, you can have more than one sub account. Robert, just go to offlinesharks.com/YouTube. You can check out the YouTube channel. Yeah. And this is another thing I will say about the privacy concerns and things like that. When I was in Dallas a few weeks ago, one of the things that Sean Clark, one of the owners of HighLevel, said is that he's like, look, for anybody that has concerns, he's like, we have an army of lawyers. He's like, we have an army of lawyers. So if we're doing something in HighLevel, I can guarantee you that it has been vetted every which way to Sunday by the legal team. We would not be doing it if we thought it could get us in trouble, or if we knew it could get us in trouble. So their privacy and all their things and following the law and all that stuff is super duper high. Okay. Oh man. Woo. This time is flying by. Holy cow. I know we're a little over the hour. So look, I want to do something. We're going to give away some Cash App money here. I'm going to answer these final questions here. So if you have any final questions, put them in. Again, if you haven't already signed up for HighLevel, go to offlinesharks.com/snapshot. You'll get a free 30-day trial. You get a bunch of bonuses. This Tuesday, we're releasing a new course. It'll just make it a lot easier for you to implement if you have HighLevel already. You guys are going to love that. We'll have more information coming out about that as we go. But I want to give you the link to put in the chat, and then I'll get back to the question. So we're going to give away 2 $25 Cash App gift cards. All you have to do is put in the chat hashtag AI consultant. So you guys put in AI consultant. I'm going to look at these questions real quick. Oh, what was the book that somebody mentioned? Oh, Jonathan Livingston Seagull. Oh, yeah. That was a great book. It was mentioned. So they just rolled that update out, Jason. I don't know how many bots you can have in a row, but you can have multiple bots. I mean, you would need a specific use case for that, obviously, right? Let's see. Will it be possible to put multiple AI agents in the smart directory? Example, if you have 10 listings, can you put an agent on each listing? Reno, that is an interesting question, because we hadn't really thought about agents on, like, they're not like, listings aren't sub accounts, right? Listings aren't sub accounts, like they're listings. So I guess what type of an agent are you talking about? Like chat, voice? Because like you could have a sub account for the business that has the listing. You could create a voice AI agent and a phone number, and you could put that phone number on the listing. I don't know about embedding a bunch of different agents on there. I'll have to, Cameron, make a note of that. Let's maybe talk that through on one of our dev calls and see. We also have a canny board. Cameron, maybe you can drop the link to the canny board. So if you have feature requests and things like that, maybe put that in the canny there so we can do that. Can I move my domain name from any old directly to the new smart directory? Yes, you can use your domain name. Marcus, if we're going to have a way that you'll be able to easily take, if you have an existing, like if you have our existing WordPress directory, you'll be able to export all your stuff and just import it into the new smart directory. But yeah, you can use your domain names. Would what be another $97 a month charge from Go High Level? Are you talking about are you talking about the unlimited voice AI? I'm not sure what you're talking about there, Kevin. Oh, we're up to 42 entries. If you haven't put your entry in, put it in. Look at all those in. Okay. All right. We're going to draw the first one. And then, Kevin, can you tell me? Oh, no. So Kevin, the $97 a month plan allows you to have 3 sub accounts max. That's all you can have. You cannot add any more. So the next plan, which is the $297 a month, gives you unlimited sub accounts, and it doesn't matter. You can have as many as you want, and there's never any other charge. So I mean, that's really the only 2 options. So you can have 2 clients, or are you talking about the AI charge? Oh, the AI charge. I'm sorry, the AI charge. Yes, so the unlimited AI is $97 per sub account. Yes. But is your usage that high, Kevin? Like, did you look at the chart that shows like how are you getting that much interaction that you need the $97 a month? Like, it's more cost effective to do that for you? Or are you just wanting to be loaded up and prepared just in case? I see what you're talking about. Yes, the 97 unlimited is per sub account. But here's the deal. So what's the best way to put this? Paying $97 per sub account is a lot if you don't have any clients. So I do not recommend you do that if you don't have any clients, right? Kevin says I'm loaded up. Okay. So it should, if you're getting like, is it all free interaction though? Or you mean you just want to load up before you get there? I'm with you. I don't know that that's the best strategy, right? I personally would maybe scale it back just a little and maybe just have like set up your agency account on just a per usage model and then only use an unlimited for your demo account if that makes you feel better. But if you're adding unlimited to other sub accounts, you should only be adding that if a client is paying you to do that. So like if you're adding $97 to a client sub account, you should be charging that client at least $97, but preferably a lot more for that unlimited usage. Does that make sense? So I would maybe think about what you're doing here, right? This is something that I run into this problem all the time, Kevin. I run into this problem all the time. When you are trying to figure all this out, when there's no activity going on, everything can get really expensive really fast because you don't have any activity going on. It's much better to get the activity going, then the costs become business decisions, not expenses. Does that make sense? Like, oh yeah, well, I am going to like, I want to be paying $97 in all my sub accounts, because if I'm paying $97 in 20 sub accounts, that means I'm charging 20 clients a minimum of $197. Like, that's a good deal for me. I want to be doing that as many times as I can. Like, I don't look at that and go, but I got to pay another 97. Like, I look at it as like, I'm getting ready to make a minimum of $100. So like, absolutely, I want to do that. Right. So maybe think about the structure of what you got going there. I don't know off the top of my head how many clients you currently have, how many clients you're bringing in on the regular basis or anything like that. But like, if you're just getting going, like maybe just have your agency on the regular per usage, and then just use an unlimited on one. But there is let me see if I can find this real quick. And then we are going to do a drawing. Man, I'm going way over today, guys. So here, I got to share this with my computer, and then I can share it with you guys. Okay. I'm going to share this picture in just a second, but let me pick one winner first. So I'm going to draw our first $25 Cash App here, and then I'm going to show you this, Kevin. Our first winner, $25 Cash App today, Joseph Quinn. Congratulations, Joseph. Okay, I'm going to draw one more winner here, so don't go anywhere. But I want to show you guys this to answer kind of Kevin's question here and show you guys what I'm talking about. So this is the pricing from HighLevel. This is HighLevel's current pricing. You can find this in their support documents. Like if you just go to the HighLevel support page and you just type in AI employee pricing, this is what it shows you. So these are HighLevel's current charges. This tells you how much of each one of these you have to be using for $97 to be break even. That means if you're paying $97 a month and you are not using 746 minutes of the voice AI, you are paying too much. Like you would pay less on a pay per unit than you would on the $97. If you're not sending more than 4,850 messages, you're not breaking even, right? Look, content, 1 million words, 1,600 images, 5,000 workflow AI queries, 98 funnels. Like if you are not going over these numbers, then you don't want to be on the $97 plan, right? You only want to move to the $97 plan when you're going over these numbers, because that means if you're paying this $97 and you're not beating these numbers, you're paying too much. Does that make sense to everybody? So take a look at this. check it out and evaluate what you're doing and make sure you're really getting the best deal, right? I don't know anybody else that'll say. Most people just say, yeah, pay the $97, right? All right, let's pick another winner. All right, here we go. The winner of the next $25 Cash App gift card is Avi Barnes. Congratulations, Avi. Congratulations. Awesome stuff. All right, well, look, the team's going to reach out to you. Look, I know we went way over today, guys. I wanted to just get everybody's questions, so I really appreciate you hanging out and taking the time here. Oh, we didn't play that. Oh, that's right. We didn't play the music. Hold on. I'm going to play it after. This is a congratulations to the Cash App winner.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
Dollar, dollar. Dollar, dollar. Ching, bling, bling, got the chatter. You ain't talking money, then you're talking no matter.
There we go. You got your music in, Patty. Get your music in. Okay. All right. Whew. That was quite the live show. Man, I thought I was like, man, I'm doing this alone sometimes. But boy, we flew through that. Awesome stuff. Well, look, I'm not gonna keep you guys any longer. I appreciate you hanging out this long. You can always catch the live show on the YouTube channel. The recordings are also in the Facebook group. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for all the great questions. Keep your eyes peeled. We'll be sending some emails out for the new course that's going to go live this Tuesday. And if you signed up for the snapshot, thank you. Appreciate that. You're going to be glad you did. We've got lots of great training on how to get traction with HighLevel already and more even to come. So you guys are going to love that stuff. Awesome, Barbara. Glad you enjoyed it. Thanks, everybody. Yes, I'm feeling much, much better. So awesome stuff. Thank you, Adrian. All right. Look, everybody, stay safe. Practice aloha. I will see you here next Friday. Same shark time, same shark channel. Stay safe, everybody.
You've been watching the Aloha Marketing Jam session. We've helped thousands just like you start and scale their businesses. If you'd like our help to grow your business, go to the link on your screen now and let us know how we can help you. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this stream. We'll be back here next Friday for another live show. Until then, aloha.